Toyota makes some of the most reliable, highest resale vehicles in the world, but we can also accuse them of being very boring and vanilla, often playing it safe and not being daring with their products, or offering outrageous driving dynamics, blistering performance. Usually that is not a thing we hear of Toyota, aside from the Supra. But wait a second, the Supra, at least today's Supra, isn't a real Toyota. It's actually a BMW Z4 with Toyota badges on it. Not the case with the GR Corolla. Hi, I'm Joe from Way Scarff Ford, and today we're talking about this 2023 Corolla GR. This is a Core Edition. This is a bonkers little hatchback. Not boring, not playing it safe. Toyota has been very daring with this product, and I absolutely love it. Not just me, the automotive press love it too. We have a small Corolla hatchback, but it has all-wheel drive, a sport-tuned suspension, massive brakes. So yeah, we have this fire-breathing little 1.6 liter 3-cylinder engine pumping out 300 horsepower. That's like, I think, 186 horsepower per liter. That is absolutely unbelievable amount of power from a small engine. But being a Toyota, it's going to be very reliable. Look at all the vents and louvers on this thing. Really cool vehicle. And it might look like it's green, but it's actually black. This is a wrap, so if you don't like the green, you can always take it off. But wraps are nice. It's like a cell phone protector for your car, keeping the painted part nice and clean and free of blemishes. Nice wheel and tire package. We have these cool brakes with slotted rotors, amazing stopping power. And it is somewhat practical. It's a small vehicle, but being a hatchback, it's still relatively practical. You could use this as a family vehicle. And even though it's a small car, interior space isn't bad. Look at, I'm 6'2", and I'm relatively comfortable back here. I probably want to spend 2 or 3 hours, but my head's not really hitting the ceiling. My hair, I have puffy hair, is grazing the top of the ceiling. You know, my knees are not hitting the back of that front seat, and I had that front seat adjusted for my height. Not bad at all for a small vehicle like this. Really cool styling on the rear. I love the contrasting colors, and we got 3 exhaust outlets. And being a hatchback, it's very practical as well. You can fold down those rear seats, remove this cargo area cover, and turn it into like a little cargo van. Under here we have some storage. There is a battery. Trying to get as perfect 50-50 weight distribution as possible, they put the battery in the rear versus the front. They're doing everything they can. To make this as balanced and awesome handling as possible. 3 pedals, 6-speed manual gearboxes. If you love performance driving, nothing's more fun than a 6-speed gearbox, and this is a wonderful little gearbox. We'll take this for a little spin around the block. We won't go crazy, obviously, because we're a dealership. You know, we don't want to put a bad name for ourselves. We'll take it for a little spin around the block and see how this thing drives. We have a drive mode selector, which will change the behavior of the vehicle, probably like throttle sensitivity. I don't know if it makes changes to the exhaust or anything. Sounds like it's about the same. Great infotainment system. Obviously, we have a parking camera. We have a dual zone auto climate control, heated front seats. Nice job in the interior, JBL sound system. Nice, comfortable sport bucket seats. We have the GR logo embroidered into the headrest, and GR I think stands for Gazoo Racing, if I remember correctly, Gazoo. So we have this drive mode selector, so you can push it down and put it in track mode. Track mode locks the all-wheel drive system 50% front, 50% back. And then if we look over here, it's kind of small, hard to see in camera. We have 60-40, so that's 60% of the power going to the front wheels, 40% going to the rear. Great for, you know, probably everyday driving. And then we have 30 to the front, 70% of the rear, so that's kind of like your drift mode. And then you push it down, you push this down, and we can see it's in track mode where it locks it 50-50. Pretty cool. It almost reminds me of the adjustable differential like on a STI Subaru WRX or something like that. We have some nice leather up steering wheel of contrast stitching. Feels wonderful in your hands. All right. Let's take this little guy out for a spin. I've never driven one of these before, aside from around the parking lot, so let's discover this wonderful little hatch together. All right, taking this little 2023 GR Core out for a drive. I got the drive mode in the drift mode 30, 70. I'll mess around with it. I'm not gonna go crazy. We're in public roads and we represent a dealership. We're not gonna make a bad name for ourselves, but we'll see if we can get a little performance out of this 3-cylinder engine. See how it sounds. Nice ride. It's not overly, it doesn't feel very stiff to me. The gearbox is great. You can hear the hiss of the turbo. The gear changes are very precise. There's nothing more satisfying than driving a manual transmission. And it's too bad we see a lot of them going away. People are so consumed with, oh, I gotta go 0 to 60 in a tenth of a second more quicker. It doesn't really matter on public roads. What matters is driving enjoyment and that, you know, the mechanical connection you have with a vehicle, that perfect clutch engagement, that nice shift. There's something very, very satisfying about it. There's something very satisfying about it. Oh yeah, this thing scoots along no problem at all. And the steering is very, very sharp. This thing, I feel like if I drove over like a quarter, I could probably feel it. This thing just wants to dart in the corners. And then we have the automatic rev match downshifting, which is nice. I like doing that myself, but you know, it makes it easier for a lot of people. This thing is just so much fun to drive. Oh man, such a fun little car. I am so surprised. I expected it to be fun, but I didn't expect it to be this much fun. And I'm just driving on little back roads. I'm not even pushing this hard. Getting this thing on a nice curvy road. Like I'd love to take this down to the Oregon coast or take it around Mount Rainier National Park in the summertime with some beautiful curvy mountain roads. That's what driving fun's all about. I'm trying to rev match downshift, but I forget it's doing it on its own. Yeah, it just goes around these corners of authority. Fun little car. Well, there you have it. A really cool example of a 2023 Corolla GR. Such a fun car. You don't see a lot of these on the road. They're unique, they're special, and it's a great little performance car for the Pacific Northwest with wet, slippery roads. You're gonna have awesome performance all year round. But, you know, being able to put that 300 horsepower to the ground efficiently. And if it does snow out, I would get some, you know, you have a little winter rallying machine. And it's practical. It gets up to like 30 miles per gallon on the highway. It's a Toyota. Ownership costs are gonna be low. You know it's not gonna break. You know this thing, if you take care of it, it's gonna go past 100,000 miles. And you're gonna get a great resale value out of it. Look, a lot more good than bad. Obviously it's small, it can be relatively impractical, but you know, a two-door sports car is even more unpractical. This is a little four-door hatchback with all-wheel drive that's fuel efficient. But on top of that, this could give a lot of purpose-built sports cars a run for its money. 0 to 60 right around 5 seconds. Well, appreciate you watching. I'm Joe. We are Way Scarff Ford. We've been in business over 100 years, proudly serving the greater Seattle-Tacoma area, located in Auburn, Washington. We sell new Fords and Isuzus, and of course, a very, very, very wide variety of premium vehicles, as you can see. We have premium vehicles from the $10,000 price point to $100,000, Corvettes, GR Corollas, Teslas. I go on, trucks, SUVs, all sorts of stuff. Please like and subscribe. We have content coming out all the time. We enjoy putting this stuff out for you, talking about our inventory, and also providing information about cars for people that can go on for years on our YouTube page. Thanks so much for watching, and we hope to see you soon.